Welcome into another Ice Time Hockey Southwest Sunday special. We've got a special guest today, one of the newest Arizona Coyotes. I understand he's been down in the valley for a little while, just kind of scoping this place out. But Jeff Ulmer, welcome to the desert officially, and welcome to the Arizona Coyotes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Go ahead and give me that official title. I know it's skill development, but what's the official title?
Yeah, I think they term it coordinator of skill development, also video and skills coach. So working with video and showing the players some things and the coaches some things, and then on ice stuff with some of our guys, and also an assistant with special projects with the hockey operations department as well. So done a little bit of everything so far in my crash course here in the first couple weeks, and enjoying it, and it's been great.
I know you've had a chance to see the young guys. The development camp just coming to a close here. They actually spent a lot of time last week with on-ice stuff. But tell me what you see of the Coyotes organization and what's in the hopper.
Well, yeah, it's just been a couple weeks, and I've only met a couple of our players up here in the NHL. But as far as prospects go, it's an exciting group. There's a good mix of skill and size, and some smart kids and some real good personalities that I think fans are going to be excited about. And I think John and Sully and our scouting staff, Tim and Jeff, have done a good job of giving the organization a lot of options and different positions that are important to building a hockey organization. And now it's up to us and the development team and the skill development and the coaching staff to get as much as we can out of these players, and hopefully see them up here soon.
I know one of John Chaika's main skills is his analytics and how much he uses them, and I'm guessing that's a big role as part of your job as well. But how important does that become in hockey, especially professional hockey?
Yeah, I think you're starting to see with a lot of organizations, the more information you can have, the better. There's still. I'm a big believer also in the eye test, and you have to see a player and meet a player and help that way. But any information you can have, any stats that can help make a decision and help, that a player can visually see, whether that's through video or stats, the better. And yeah, in my role, it'll be a lot of the video work and watching and seeing what they're doing on the ice, and being able to relay that to the coaching staff, and also with the experience I have as a player, help them also on the ice and show them maybe some things that the coaches want me to, and also the management wants me to. So yeah, I'm excited.
So we'll get into your playing career. You played for a lot of years and a lot of different coaches, a lot of different places, but what have you seen change in hockey over the years, or is it still basically the same thing, just some refinements to it?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same game. I mean, it's the same ice surface, and you're out there playing a sport that we all love. But now there's more info, and players are seeing themselves through video, and you have all these different tools at your disposal. So I think it's important to bring all these new parts of the game, and also mix with just the fact that it's a fun game, and it's always fun to be on the ice and playing a sport with your teammates. And yeah, in my experience and in all the years that I was lucky enough to play, I had several coaches, and a lot of them instilled good things in me as far as being a good person and a good teammate and a good hockey player, and I'm hoping to do the same to help these guys with the Coyotes and the Coyote prospects.
So when we talk about hockey in the Desert Southwest, it's grown exponentially over the years. I'm sure you've seen it being here in the off season, but yeah. Right now you can't hardly get ice time anywhere because right. The need for ice time is increasing. But with that comes a lot of talent. I mean, Austin Matthews came out of this corridor, and yeah. I'm sure you're seeing more and more and more. Is that something that you think is going to continue, that trend?
I think so, just with how the sport's grown. And it's funny, you walk around anywhere in Scottsdale, Phoenix or something, and you see a lot of guys that used to play hockey, and they've settled here, and then they have kids, and they grow up, and they coach some other kids, and it's grown a lot. And you go to some of these rinks like the Ice Den and AZ Ice in Peoria, and even here you see you see a lot more kids, and it's great to see. Even at our game, the red and white game with the prospects, it was great to see the kids and even the fans and the passion they have for it here. So it's really catching on, and it's an exciting time to be a Coyotes fan, especially with all the young talent that we have, both the prospects and up here. I mean, it's a young core, and there's a lot of good, exciting players that the fans are going to enjoy seeing, and it's our job to help them and give them all the tools that they need to succeed. And I think the better we do as an organization, I think that's just going to help the area and help the sport grow.
Jeff, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about what got you here, and we'll talk a little bit about your playing career. I know you've got a lot of experiences that you can touch on.
Sure.
We'll be right back.
In today's odor elimination, sanitizing, and deodorizing market, air spaces and fabrics are treated with very aggressive, highly toxic, and often very dangerous but cheap chemical-based solutions. These chemicals have harmful residues and pollutants that can impact your health and the well-being of those around you. This is the bad news. The good news is there's something better. That something is OxyPal. OxyPal is a fast-growing company based in Phoenix, Arizona, with franchises opening across North America. OxyPal has developed a way to eliminate, not mask or disguise, all organic-based odors in any airspace or on any fabric surface with ozone, also called trioxygen. Ozone is present in the atmosphere, and it is what protects our planet, our environment, and every living thing on Earth. Through years of research and development, OxyPal has perfected a way to harness and apply this powerful solution to purify airspaces and fabric surfaces safely and effectively, eliminating all organic bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens on the molecular level. OxyPal has designed and perfected many next-generation and evolutionary alternative products and services safe for people, pets, and our planet. The solutions offered by OxyPal are stronger, safer, non-toxic, and a great value. Visit our website and online store today at www.oxypal.com. On our website, you can make a service appointment, buy products, or learn more about us and our great franchising opportunities.
All right, we're back with another segment with Jeff Ulmer, the skill development guru, I'm going to call you, for the Arizona Coyotes. How about that? That title is good and long, but skills is what you're good at and what you are going to convey to these young guys. But let's talk a little bit about your career. You've had a pretty, how do I say it, storied career all over the place, but tell me a little bit about your professional career.
Yeah, I started out playing professionally with the Canadian national team way back in 1999-2000. It was the last year that they actually had a full-time team, and we would practice in Calgary, for weeks at a time, and then go over and play in Europe, maybe like 20 games in 30 days or something like that, touring around, Russia and Sweden and playing in all the tournaments over there, Spengler Cup and the Baltic Cup was in Moscow, Sweden games, so some really big tournaments, and I grew a lot as a player through that experience. And after that season, I went to the IHL, back when there was an IHL with the Houston Aeros, and played the last bit of the season there in playoffs, and then my coach Ron Lowe got the job in New York, and I signed with the Rangers for a couple years and got my first taste of being in the NHL that way. Traded to Ottawa, and then I bounced around the American League for 3 years after that, 4 years, and then I played the last 14 seasons in Europe, bouncing around there. So good experiences, some great leagues, from the KHL to the SHL in Finland, and 5 in Germany, and 4 in Austrian leagues in Switzerland. So some great leagues. Was able to learn some German that really helped communicating over there, and just a great experience living in all these different countries and seeing all these different cultures.
You were telling me off camera about a stat that I think is going to blow people away, but almost 16 years without missing a game?
Yeah, I had a knee sprain, I think it was 2003 in January, early 2003, and I made it from that point until I retired, 2-3 weeks ago, I guess. In
Right.
March was my last game of this season, and without missing any games for injury or illness. So that was about a span of 800 or so, and over almost 16 years. So that was something that I didn't even realize until halfway through. I was just
Right.
thought, wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think being healthy really helps. Obviously, with a career, and you're lucky if you can get through a season without missing a game. And I was very fortunate to stay healthy for pretty much my whole career.
You look at the difference between European style hockey and, of course, North American hockey. Mm-hmm. But what's been the biggest difference that you saw?
I think the size of the ice in Europe.
Yeah.
It differs from over here, and just the wall work that it takes in the NHL, and having the puck and getting the puck off the wall, and that's something that I like to work on with players when I'm working with even teammates during the seasons, and here it's important. It's an important thing, especially with the ice being a little smaller, and there's different shooting angles and things that you see with the blue line being closer to the net. So that's a little bit technical, but I find the European game, it's fun to watch. It's almost like a soccer on ice. There's puck control and
right.
puck, managing the puck, and now you're finding that more so over here. So it's kind of a combination of both. So I think that experience, playing in Europe and playing in all these different leagues, has ultimately helped me with how the NHL is going now. With you see, a lot of drop passes on breakouts, whereas before you didn't. It was more of a chip and chase and a physical game. But now with it being a lot of puck possession and puck control, and you're seeing the skill work from some of the players that's getting closer to that European game. Still with the physicality, but not so much. It's the game's changed, and I think having played in Europe for all those years and the different experiences, and also over here, it's helped me understand the game more and relay that information to some players.
So 3 weeks ago you retired. Starting to feel any kind of withdrawal yet, or not yet?
No, I mean, I was always going to play until the right opportunity came up, and when through the interview process here, I just got a good feel for how my interviews were going, and for the team. John and Steve Peters, our video coach, and Jake Goldberg. I just got a good feel for them as people, and they relayed the message that they were looking for. Me to be a teammate and be a guy as part of the organization, and that resonated with me, and so far so good. It's been a couple weeks here, and from the players to the medical staff to the strength coaches, everybody, even the office staff has been incredible. It's just been like being on another team, and it hasn't set in totally yet, but I'm extremely excited, and it feels like I've done more preparation for this job than I ever did even as a player. So it's something that I'm really looking forward to, and having spoken with the coaching staff and them in the last few weeks as well. That was it's just going to be a great opportunity for me as a person to grow under them and working together with the management and the coaches and the players. So I'm excited.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about that family. I know Steve Peters is a UND alum as well, and we'll talk a little bit about what it was like to play college hockey in North Dakota when we come right back. All right, we're back for our final session with Jeff Ulmer. He's going to tell us a little bit about growing up in Saskatchewan and then coming down and going to the University of North Dakota, which hockey hotbed. I mean, anybody that's been there knows all about that program. We call it Fighting Sioux. I know it's the Fighting Hawks now, but it's kind of stuck in our blood, I think, right, Jeff?
Sure. Yeah.
He's being politically correct, is what he's doing. So tell me a little bit about coming in. 1995, if I remember?
Yeah, I was playing in Athol Murray College in Notre Dame, where I grew up in Wilcox, Saskatchewan, and grew up always wanted to go to North Dakota. My dad was a hockey coach and took his bantams every year down to watch a series. They'd go play some of the teams in Grand Forks and then stick around and watch the Fighting Sioux. And as a kid growing up, I was the water boy or stick boy for those teams, right. and then going to see that atmosphere and the old Ralph Engelstad Arena, and I just always wanted to go there. And then when the time came when I was in my in 12th grade, playing junior there, I had some options to go on some fly downs and a lot of different lot of interest, but I always that was the school that I wanted to go to. And I think I remember playing an exhibition game. I forgot my skates. I was playing with a two sizes too small, and had a good game, and nonetheless, and had an offer after the game to go down on a fly down, and took that and ended up going down on a fly down and accepting the scholarship. And yeah, it was a great decision for me. I learned a lot, and those Fighting Sioux days were something special for sure.
You know, the history at North Dakota, it speaks for itself, but people will tell me, and I see it myself traveling around the desert Southwest, there's still some Fighting Sioux head jerseys. There's some green and white everywhere. So I'm guessing once you join that family, you're family for life, right?
Yeah, it was funny. I got to play with my brother there as well. He came the next season, so that was a big thrill for me. And yeah, I still remember going to games, whether I was with the Rangers or in the minors or whatever. You still see some Fighting Sioux jerseys, and it's kind of cool. So it's definitely an iconic symbol, and you know, the Fighting Hawks now, but it's still the same university and same family. And I stay in touch with a lot of those guys and coaches, and I think a lot of the stuff that I learned there and the values and the work ethic and stuff has definitely stayed with me throughout my career.
Anything that stands out to you from Coach Dean Blaze when you were there? Anything that he did that I know he did a lot of things, but
yeah.
Anything that jumps out at you when I say Dean Blaze, what comes to mind?
He was intense. He was he definitely was intimidating for freshmen, especially freshmen. But then as you get to know him, you see that he does that as a motivation. But you know, he had a great heart, and he was. I remember the flood of it was '97, the year we won the national championship, and we had just won the national championship, and Blazer was the first guy that said, "Hey guys, okay, it's great that we won, but let's go sandbag." And he was the first guy in the line sandbagging when we were trying to save some people's houses and stuff before the Red River, the flood of the Red River in '97. So that was pretty cool to see and to try to help out in any way. I'm not sure. I mean, I know there was tons of damage done from that flood, but just seeing that hockey wasn't everything, and whatever we could do as hockey players to help, and you know, you learned that from him.
Let's wrap it up with having you give me your opinion of the Coyotes organization as far as what you're seeing so far. That the Tucson Roadrunners now have had some success over the first couple of years. They're going into their third year, and I know some of these guys that you're seeing and going to be working with will be down there. And one of the things that I've seen over the last year or so is the number of players that have been able to come up here and make a difference. Yeah,
I mean, there's some great coaches down there. John Slaney and Steve Potvin. I've had a chance to get to know here. I played with Slaney in Europe, and he does a great job with the defense, and Potsy's really good as far as the skill stuff and with the forwards. And I know they just hired a new coach. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet for the Tucson organization, but it's just a good mix of people that want to succeed, and they want the best from their players, and it starts from at the top, obviously with John and with Steve Sullivan and those guys, and I think they've given the organization, they've added to the organization some different positions to give the players even more of what they can to succeed. I know Mark Bell and Alex Henry and Brett Stewart, the development guys, have been running these past week here with the prospects, and they do an outstanding job, both communicating and helping the players. And it's been great for me just to kind of be here and observe and meet all those guys and form a relationship with everybody in the organization. So everything so far has been great, and I know that it will continue because they're hardworking people and good people in the organization, and I see good things from the organization, both here in Arizona or in Phoenix up here with the Coyotes and the Tucson organization down there, as well as the prospects. So we're excited and can't wait to get started.
I want to wrap it up with one final question. Tell everybody out there how difficult it is to make that transition from AHL to NHL. It's a jump, right?
Yeah, it is a jump. It's physically it's a difference, and the speed is, guys skate almost the same speed in the American League, but now it's a jump physically, and you're not able to perform as many of the things as you can do at that level as you can in the NHL. And mentally it's a big jump to always be on and always be ready, and it's a jump that I think you'll see as we go here in the next couple of years. There'll be some big talent coming up from junior hockey and through Tucson, and you'll see some good young players come up into the Coyotes organization, and I think it's our job to help them and give them the tools that they need to succeed, and help them whether it's on the ice or off the ice or being a professional, and what it takes to take care of your body and take care of even your mind away from the rink, and that all contributes to being a professional hockey player. So I think those are the tools that our players will have at their disposal, and whatever we can do to help them, that's what we're here for.
And I want to give you one final chance, being from southern Saskatchewan. I know Humboldt is close to you, and what those guys endured and what they continue to endure, and what everybody tries to do to support them. And then one other person, I'm sure you've had a chance to meet Craig Cunningham, and the story that he went through. I happened to be there live when that happened that night, and hockey players are something else.
Yeah, I was here when I heard the Humboldt news, and of course it hits close to home with being a couple hours from there. So it's still obviously an emotional thing for me. So I'm we're always thinking of them, and it's a tough thing, but hockey's a family, and we're all in it together. So we give our best to them from the Coyotes, and that's about all I can say about that right now, but without getting emotional. So but I'm very happy to be here and help this organization, and we give our best to the Humboldt guys and the organization and the province of Saskatchewan, and we wish them the best.
Jeff, I appreciate your time as always, and I think I speak for everybody down here. And welcome to the Desert Southwest. Welcome to Arizona, and our motto is grow the game, and we know you're going to do that for us as well.
Thank you.
We need you. We need you.
We need you to support Wildcat hockey.
The Wildcats are back in action, and it's time to show your U of A pride at the TCC Arena. Please call for tickets or come to the TCC box office. U of A hockey is affordable and fun for the entire family.
We need you.
We need you. We need you to support U of A Wildcat hockey.